I'm here today to discuss what powers the ATO have when it comes to recovery and also what a tax debt can do to your ability to borrow money, whether it be for yourself or your business. Olga from Tax Assure, take it away.
Thanks, Paul. So the ATO actually have quite wide recovery actions if you have unpaid tax debt that you don't have in a payment plan. Now, these can include statutory demands, they can include Garnishee notices, they can include wind-up action, they can include director penalty notices, which mean as a person is personally liable for their company's debt in a number of situations. And they can also include bankruptcy, which all of these things have very significant effects on individuals and also on companies.
Yeah, so it seems like obviously there's a ton of power. They're a government agency, so if you think you can kick the can down the road and hide from them, it's pretty much impossible.
Absolutely. And new legislation also came in around April last year, in which the ATO have a power if your debt is over $100,000, and there's a couple of other factors that they're able to report it to a credit reporting agency.
Right.
So that also then has flow-on effects in relation to borrowing money and your entire credit rating.
Yeah, I was going to touch on that. So we hear at HomeSec that people with tax debts pretty much, it's like they've hit a sand trap. They can't go any further. They can't borrow money for their business because of the unpaid tax debt. Is that obviously clearly something you see?
Absolutely, yeah. So that's something we see. And I think the stress that then puts on people because they are so worried about how they're either going to deal with the tax debt, how they're going to keep proceeding on with their business. But I understand that's something that you're able to help with that lend as well.
It is actually, yeah, because like I said before, we do see a lot of clients that say, I need to buy more equipment, but I just can't get the funding because of this tax debt. Now, at HomeSec Business Finance, we can pay the tax debt. We happily pay tax debts every day. So there's no problem there. As long as you've got sufficient equity in real estate, we will fund you. So we can fund you to pay the tax debt out, and then you're free to go and get the finance you require. It might be equipment finance or some other type of finance. All of our loans need to be secured against real estate. So that would mean we would secure our loan behind your current first mortgage, but you can then go to your broker or to your bank and then refinance that first mortgage. So the most important thing is we will lend to clients with tax debts to pay the tax debt out.
Absolutely. And we've seen a lot of people completely ignoring their tax debt, hoping that it will go away. And the biggest message at the moment is it hasn't gone away. And the ATO are back collecting. So now really is the time to deal with it before these nasty things start to happen, like the garnishees, like the director penalty notices, and like the wind-ups.
Yeah, and also you touched on credit scores before and how it can impact that. So like I was saying, with the HomeSec option, we can fund you, but you'll need a longer-term solution to finance our loan out, which typically is a refinance of a home loan. So the last thing you want when you go for a refinance for a home loan or even the equipment finance you're wanting to buy is when they do a credit check, they see this default from the ATO. So I guess the key message is act quick. Don't let it get too late.
Absolutely. And if you have got any of those things, we're still able to help. So any of those sorts of letters or action from the ATO, we're able to step in whilst you're getting funding, whilst you're taking the next step, and whilst you're working out a plan of attack to ensure that the ATO don't proceed with further enforcement action as well.
Okay, fantastic. So the simple takeaway message is if you need assistance in negotiating your tax debt and keeping the ATO at bay so that you can then get a finance solution to pay the tax debt, taxassure.com.au, homesec.com.au, the two solutions wrapped into one.